We're back.
We're here.
We're here. Together.
Yep.
Beautiful weather outside.
It's gorgeous.
Just fucking brings out the sunshine in me, yo.
It makes you definitely feel a lot more upbeat.
Yeah. I'm fucking rolling to work this morning at like, I don't know, 8, you know, it's just sitting there about 8 o'clock and I'm driving to work 3rd week of April and I'm like, ooh, fuck. Feels like June out there. Yeah. You know, we got snowpack issues, but it's what it is.
Yeah, it's what it is.
It's what it is.
Right? I'll take the sun and brighten the mood up.
And that's really what it is. That's a good comment because I love the Big Sky country. I'm a native here. You know, this is where I'll die. You know, the reality of it is that, you know, fuck it. You know, it can be gray a lot here. I mean, not in a bad way. Just like, you know, you get those nice, bright, warm, sunshiny, not terrible wind days. What? Like 2.5 months a year?
Yeah. And then it gets too hot too, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, at least it's still not fucking freezing.
Yeah.
Or blowing.
That's
you know,
true,
anyway.
Yeah.
So we're getting off the subject. Getting back to my, you know, to Perdigon or not to Perdigon. That's the question. So the jig hook phenomena, both as far as its application in commercial fly tying, as well as what individual tires are doing. You know, listen, I'm such a fucking snob. You know, and I'm a malcontent. I'm a problem child. So I'm going to throw it out there. I mean, fuck. I mean, is that where we're at? With fucking jig hooks?
Yeah, we've been there.
I caught the greatest fucking permit of my life, the best fish of my life on a fucking jig hook. And here I am making that question. You know, I mean, you know, is it, you know, of course it's fucking okay.
Yeah.
Of course it's fucking okay. You know, calm down, Rich. All right, calm down. I mean, it is okay. And why do I keep bringing up that permit? I do because, you know, that fly was tied by a Montanan. It's a commercially tied crab pattern. And it was tied by just not only a great tyer, a great guide, but a good friend. I love this motherfucker. I do, because this guy, who I'm going to mention real quick here, this guy is like the real fucking deal. He just is. I mean, he's a dude that has got a ton of success on probably one of the toughest freestone fisheries in the country, and that's the fucking Yellowstone River, right? I mean, it is. Yeah. I mean, it is. If you're a guy who's making his living on the Yellowstone, oh my God,
I give those guys their props.
Fuck.
There's just when I think of the Yellowstone, there's just so many, you know, things that can't go wrong.
I've never guided, but I would say personally, and I'm not saying the horn's easy because it's not.
Yeah,
but the stone.
Different challenge.
Motherfucking throwing yourself out there to have a great day on the Yellowstone with a client. I mean, man, obviously it's done. Obviously it can be done. And obviously it's a great river. But I'm just saying that's a tall fucking order.
Yeah, I feel like that river. So, you know,
Jesus,
you can go there one day and completely crush it, and the very next, you know.
I've always described the Yellowstone as a stunning woman, a beautiful woman. I mean, really a hot woman, just gorgeous. Knows what to say, has got the voice, knows how to dress, right? That's the stone. And she gives you some time, but she's never going to fuck you. That's like the Yellowstone. You're never going to get fucked on the stone. And I don't mean fucked in a bad way. I mean fucked in a good way. She's beautiful. Always looks like it should deliver, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But does it all the time?
But she's moody.
Moody. Oh, well, that's what I meant about the not fucking you part.
Yeah.
You know, tough river. So when you make a living on that motherfucker, I'm just sitting there going, there's not enough room through that door to get your balls in here, sir.
Yeah.
You fucking, oh boy. Yeah.
And if it rains a lot in those mountains, it's blown out quick, you know?
The stone is tough. So casually getting off subject here, Doug McKnight. Doug McKnight tied this fucking crab, which again is commercially tied by Umpqua Feather Merchants, and it's called a danger muffin.
I like that name. I like the name.
Well,
danger
of course.
Muffin.
I mean, I've had a lot of them, and they are dangerous, right? We've all had a danger muffin. And this fly, which was beautifully tied and tied by Doug, caught me this fish tied on a huge fucking jig hook. So here's this dude in Livingston who really is a dynamic fly tyer. I mean, he really is. Probably doesn't even, you know, the dude should get as much respect as fucking Kelly Gallup when it comes to fucking innovation.
Yeah, he ties great flies.
He ties great fucking flies. Oh my God, all kinds of flies. You know, and the other thing that I love about Doug is that man, The motherfucker transitioned. I mean, he's a saltwater guy. He's a saltwater guide. He takes people. I mean, he's the real deal. I'll tell you what. So, Doug McKnight, if you're listening, and I know you're not, we love you, brother. And your innovation, your smarts, to take something like a fucking crab pattern. I'm not talking about some sissy-ass Perdigon here. Fuck. I'm serious. Right? I'm talking about, for permit.
Yeah.
That tells you right there that these fucking jig hooks are legit. Because Doug McKnight is not sitting somewhere right now tying fucking Perdigons. I guarantee you that. Okay, you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if McKnight, who's a badass, if he's going to sit there and, okay, all right, I'm going to fucking figure out this fucking permit thing. I mean, boom, he's coming up with patterns to tie to not fucking sell some dude in a fly shop in Montana as much as really make a better crab pattern.
Yeah.
And what did he end up really coming to? That based on whatever, that fucking jig hook design on that Danger Muffin is legit. And that's what we're talking about here, how impactful Perdigons have been because of how influential they've been in really bringing jig hooks to our business.
Yeah, so you're I don't know this, but
am I going off subject here?
No, you're saying
that bong hit was too much.
You're saying the jig hook was first used on a Perdigon?
Yeah, I mean, I think at least in terms of its commercial delivery to the United States, okay. I mean, you bet, and my point is that with these jig hooks being tied, it's just now infiltrated every part of the fly tying aspect of fly fishing. It's everywhere. I mean, streamers, that's why I was joking about that fucking dry fly. When's that coming? I mean, when's that coming? When's that fucking purple haze on a jig hook? Right? So the jig hook also, and this is kind of a little bit of a technical part of this, there's an upright drift. Like, I mean, with the jig hook,
supposedly it makes them sit more, how they're supposed to in the water.
Right. Which means bend up, bend up, that kind of thing. So supposedly you get a better drift, and what does that fucking of course mean? You get a better eat, and you get a better hook set, and you get more fish to the hand. That's what supposedly the jig hook gets an angler. I don't know if that's why it caught my permit. But, I do think that without question, that fucking jig hook and that fly mattered. I do. And so that's why Perdigons in the Northern Rockies work so well, is because I think is that fucking jig hook.
Yeah, I could definitely see it.
So that's where we're at with these fucking goofy Perdigon flies, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So a couple of other things real quick with these flies. Coq de Leon, which is obviously some hackle, right? Yeah. These Perdigon flies from my business, from my shop, have fucking I've made money off the design of these goofy things because it has just absolutely blown up certain kind of tailing fibers. So again, the Perdigon fly comes into the industry. We talked about how it makes all this money. And these little fucking segments of these flies and how they're built has just fed the sport of fly fishing as far as the cash register. And I just think it's fucking great.
Yeah, of course.
so keep fishing those fucking things. And I mean, as far as the guiding business, I think it's getting more and more and more prevalent.
Yeah, like I said, there's guides that, have a box dedicated just to Perdigons. Yeah,
and there's, I mean, let's face it, who cares what I think? But, there's a little bit of a rub on it. There's a little bit of a, people think, I'm not fishing with one of those, that kind of goofy thing. But, I mean, let's face it, a Perdigon is a fly. It's not a ridiculous trout bead or something like that. It's a fucking fly.
Yeah.
Right? And
it's imitating a bug.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I mean, they do it now in everything. Perdigon BWO. Perdigon PMD, Perdigon March Brown, and
change the color.
Well, am I being sarcastic about what this whole thing has been in fly fishing? I don't know if I'm being sarcastic, but it's interesting to me how out of everything that's been said in these last two segments, It's really what you said, is that the sport of fly fishing continues to innovate.
Yeah, yeah.
It just continues to
crazy because you sit there and look at all the, especially in the flies, look at how much flies there are, and you think like, oh man, how can I create a new one, or how can I make something different? And then something happens, and you're like, and it's usually something simple. Well, so it's crazy.
With Perdigons, we're both acknowledging I've never fucking fished with them.
No, I have,
but I've sold thousands. Right? With Perdigons, I mean, it's definitely not cheating. It's nothing like that. But it is just a new genre when it comes to attractor nymphs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
really,
definitely.
at the end of the day, we can say that, oh yeah, that one was tied with fucking, BWO olive and all that shit. No, I don't think. I'm not sure if it's really getting a natural spiff. I just think that it's just another bead head, and let's face it, one of the things I probably haven't emphasized enough is the weight of those beads. Most of these Perdigons that I sell, there's some out there that aren't beaded. There's a few, right? Those Spanish bullets,
yeah,
right? But for the most part, what I'm talking about is a fucking big bead. In a lot of instances, an exaggerated bead.
Yeah, oversized bead.
Oversized bead. And with the Euro nymphing shtick, I mean, the reason that works so good is because those flies get in front of a trout snout in fucking third of a second.
Yeah, they get down a lot quicker.
They get right down into that, that G spot. Right. Well, that's what it is, right? You get a perfect holding water, and you're not. It doesn't take you 3, 4, 5 feet to get it down in front of them.
Yeah, you're getting a good drift where you want
instantaneously with those damn things. Plus, it takes away. I mean, when you run Perdigons, are you running split shot or any additional weight?
It depends, but it adds a lot of weight. So if I am running a split shot, I'm running a lot less. You know what I mean?
Totally, you bet. I mean, and that's the technical application of fishing these things is fucking nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a whitefish dream. Is a Perdigon, right? I mean, it's that classic kind of like big, bright, aggressive type fucking nymph presentation that really works well. So this summer. Even if you're fishing a fucking bobber and a nymph setup in the summer, and I have no idea why you would be doing that, but if you are, and you haven't fished these fucking things, buy some Perdigons from your local fly shop.
Yeah, put them on there.
Jesus, I'm telling you, these things fucking work great. And I encourage anybody to do it, even though, the jig hook thing, I shouldn't say it. Master McKnight, he fucking tied that danger muffin on a jig hook. But why is it still bothering me?
What did you think when you first seen it?
I thought wonderful.
There you go. Yeah.
I did. Fuck it. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's come handed that shit to me. It was beautiful. I mean, he's for him to do that, for him to use that jig and incorporate it into that new pattern is just like, that tells you all you want to do about tying patterns on a jig hook.
And if he tied it,
Well, I mean, it's not like jig hooks are brand new. I mean, they've been on a varied number of leech patterns for a long time.
Yeah, you see them on leeches a lot.
Oh man, and these guys that were coming into the stillwater season, the lake and pond season, which I love, and a lot of very successful lake and pond anglers, they fish with bobbers.
Yeah,
and they're dropping those fucking jig leech patterns. So the jig thing is real, and the jig thing is here to stay. And that's all I got.
I think that's well said.
That's fucking enough.
Don't be scared of the jig hook.
Don't be scared of the jigs. I think the only person that's scared of it is me. I think everybody else is okay. All right, fucking signing off. That's it. To Perdigon or not to Perdigon. End of episode 2. East Rosebud Studios. See you soon. Out.